And welcome back, my lovelies. Today, I'm doing a bit of a different video. Today we're making something that requires vinegar, onion, chilies, bacon, lime juice, garlic, ginger, and sugar. You might be wondering what the heck we're going to be making. Well, we're going to be making jam. So yeah, to start with, get your flame going, or your stove going, oil in a pan, and wait for that to heat up a bit. We're going to cook up the bacon first, and then we've got an actual pot to do the actual jam in. Don't mind the dirty stove, it's just a dirty stove. Turning it down, doing 4 pieces. This is middle bacon, I think. Just dump it in there. It'll cook itself. That oil I'm using is actually from sun-dried tomatoes. I was thinking about adding herbs to the jam, but because it's going to be a sweet, well, it's a jam. Jams are sweet, so that, yeah, wouldn't really work too well. Alright, so the real question is, did I actually put in enough bacon? Answer is probably not. I'm going to have to do a second lot, but while that cooks up, you want to just get an onion and, you know, coarsely chop it up. Yeah. Not really finely chop it up like, you know, my Normal Ninjas Normal Tears video. But yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Cool, so the onion's chopped up and in a bowl. Bacon is getting a bit hot. Honestly, we're going to be chopping this bacon up once it's cooked anyway, so I don't really care too much about falling apart. Oh look, more room for more bacon. It's just, yeah, I turned the heat down a little. It's going a little bit too aggressively. And another 2 more pieces of bacon. Aye, aye, aye. Yep. Because this bacon is not yet heated up, you can kind of just touch it with your hands. This stuff, maybe not the best to do. As long as you don't touch the actual metal of the pan, you won't burn yourself. Alright, pretty much we're wanting the bacon to get pretty crispy and start rending out the fat, is kind of what we're doing with this. But don't worry, it'll all end up chopped up anyway. Alright, and now onto garlic. Already, you know, peeled. So just crush them up a bit. Normally, crush them up to take the peel off easier. But I think we've all seen how I tend to just use the pre-crushed garlic anyway, so crushing them up a bit helps to release more flavours from them. And of course just chop it up. Don't really care how much you chop it up. Well, you do. You don't want it too fine, but you don't want it too coarse either, because, yeah. Once my YouTube is monetized, I can say I'm a professional chef. Well, cook really, not chef. Alright, and then into the same bowl as the onions. Bacon is starting to, well, it's cooking up a bit more. Turn it up a little bit. And now, with a bit of extra space in the pan, dump in. Oh, that just exploded out there. Maybe, there we go. Yeah, just dumping in the onion and garlic mixture. And yeah, we're just gonna, well, gonna let that cook through until the onion starts clearing up a decent bit. Okay, cool. So now we're doing our the next part. Still got the bacon cooking away in the pan. Turn it down a little bit more. Alright, so into the bowl. We won't be doing whole chilies. We'll chop them up first, of course, but 250 grams of chilies. If you don't, well, I mean, it's got the tear thing there, but that terrible thing is terrible. Just use a knife and cut the bag open like that. Alright. Oh boy, you can smell these chilies already. Smell good. Okay. They smell like they're going to turn this kitchen into a freaking, what do you call it, war crime. Well, chop the chilies, just do the same as you did to the garlic, as I did to the garlic, just coarsely cut. You don't need to do any finery stuff here, just chop it up. Oh man, the chili oil, oh boy, this is going to be a good batch by the smells of things. I can already sort of feel it in my eyes a tiny bit. Could just be the remnants of the onion, but alright. Yeah. A lot of recipes say to remove the seeds, but the seeds are usually the more interesting part of the whole lot. Anyway, that way I can easily see how much we got. And just remember, when you work with chilies, you've got to wash your hands. You really have to wash your hands very thoroughly. Because if you don't, you touch your eyes, it's gonna burn. And burn. Burn, and forget about making love. You don't want it burning down there. Adding up some lime juice. That one's empty. I really don't know how much lime juice I'm adding, but that should be enough. How much would that be? 100 ml worth? Quite easily. I'm gonna add maybe 2 teaspoons of ginger, because ginger will just help with any indigestion issues. Just a little bit. Yeah, about 2 teaspoons worth. Adding up some vinegar and some mirin. About 50 to 100 mils of each. And then to this interesting mixture, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of sugar, I reckon. A lot of other recipes say to use like 1 kilo of sugar, but I'm not wanting it that sweet. Okay, that's like 5/8, 7/8 words brain. We all know I don't word brain that easy. Alright, this looks about ready enough, so I'm to turn that off and add it in. Can I do this successfully? The bacon is pretty much all disintegrated, but that is how I wanted it. Okay, this once this pot goes on the heat and heats up a bit, it's going to be interesting, to say the least. Two hands, cause I got a chest harness for my GoPro. Now to this, I'm gonna add 1 cup of hot water. I estimate it's gonna be 1 cup, but yeah, that should do. Hopefully that'll do fine. Alright. Let's get this thing on the heat. And now I've got to start mixing it up. Now, to mix it up, you shouldn't be using wooden things. I really should have used a proper, like, cast iron pot, or just a not non-stick pot. Because then I could have used metal. instruments for mixing it, but this should be fine, I hope. Oh look, some chilies that weren't quite chopped up properly, that's fine. That's fine, it'll live. Also, you just want to mix it up. Then you're going to want to get it up to more of a simmer rather than a boil. Get up to a boil, take it back down to a simmer, I guess. That should do fine. Just let that mix up there, and honestly, now it's a bit of a waiting game. If this gets up too hot, then oh boy, it's going to fumigate the entire house. So just, you know, be careful. Don't use wooden utensils, use plastic or metal, because the chili oil will soak into the wood. And yeah, it won't be good for the next couple of uses that you use for it. Right, so next up we've got to sort of semi-sterilize a bunch of jars. That was hot water I was putting through there. Just going to reheat this water. Cool. Because I'm not wanting them, I wanted the jars to be a little bit hot to start off with before I start pouring actual boiling water in them. Just so that they don't have any thermal issues, you know? And just remember, every once in a while, come back and give this a stir. Try to not have the lid for too long, because you can smell that like spiciness just going up into your nose, and it's going to contaminate the house and the kitchen otherwise. Right, so hot water. Now I'm being kind of, really don't want these to, you know, break. That'd be quite the bother if they did. At least I did a little bit of preheating, so they shouldn't have much issue. Alright. Cool. They should be, that hot water should be disinfecting them quite nicely. If you want to be truly sure that these are getting disinfected, you could have them cool down and then, you know, add a few drops of bleach and leave it for a few hours. Yeah, that you could do that. Hot. Steam's coming off. You should be able to see the steam. Alright, I'm going to leave this here for a few minutes just to cool down a bit. And yeah, probably gonna need the jam itself to simmer away for a good half an hour or so and start gelling up. And yeah, it should be yeah, a bit of stirring, a bit of time, and I'll catch you guys soon. 45 minutes just simmering away. Yeah, got a little bit burnt. You've got to be real careful of that. Just before it gets burnt, it is when it will be finished. So, time for a quick taste test. And I'm going to have to bottle it. And to those bottles, I probably won't show that. If you know how to put things in bottles yourself, you probably know how to do that. Get some of the jam out and set myself aside some Parmesan cheese. This is the powdered stuff. If you ever get the either Parmesan cheese as a block or the grated, you'll know that it does the stringiness of mozzarella, but it has the flavor of Parmesan. Anyway, time to have a taste. Is it any good? Definitely has a kick to it. Oh yeah. But that does taste great. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll catch you later.